Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to
Hello.
Real Estate with Liz and Marie. I'm Liz,
And I'm Marie,
and Marie's on location this week.
coming
Where,
live from Vegas.
where in the world is Marie? That'll be our thing.
I know. And I just realized I had like dirty laundry behind me on the couch. I was like, oh my gosh, let me take down my pants that I wore yesterday.
That's all right, but that's what this business affords. It affords the ability to travel and still do work. So
I
it's good.
know. We were talking about today where we should set up an appointment with the local real estate agent and go look at some properties so that this, trip could be a business expense.
There you go. You could do that. Tristan does business up there, so he would have some realtors. If you seriously do want to talk to somebody, I would reach out to him.
Yes. Well, we have been having a blast play in the USAPL pool tournament here.
Awesome.
And we got kicked out yesterday, but that's okay. We had fun. We won 2 matches, lost 2 matches, and now we get to just hang out and enjoy Vegas.
That's cool. That's good. And you and I got to go back in a couple weeks because we'll be there for the Clever Investor Summit, which is
Yeah.
super exciting. Our book will be
Yes.
finished. We'll be handing it out. We'll be networking and kissing babies and hugging people and all that good stuff.
I know.
So it's very
So
exciting. Well, good. Well,
yeah.
what do you got today? What's happening in our Phoenix real estate market? And by the way, it's raining down here today. I don't know if it's raining up there, but
It was pretty crappy weather here last night, and it's starting to clear up a little bit today, but it was a little bit chillier than I expected. But yeah, it was raining all last night here.
yeah, so sunny Phoenix gets rain every once in a while.
Yes, Vegas too. Okay, so March 29th, 2022. What
How
are
is
the
it
numbers?
March? How is it April?
I
We've
know.
done our first quarter already.
I know. It's so crazy. But let's look at the numbers real quick. Okay, so our active residential real estate listings currently on the MLS today, 4,511. So we're actually up a whopping 91 from last week. And the funny thing is, when I first went into the MLS today, Liz, I didn't realize I was still on residential rental, not just on residential like for sale listings. So when I first put in just, a general active search in Maricopa County, it came up with like 3,800. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I realized I was looking at rentals and I was like,
So
okay, that's a little bit better. But the number is still just
staggeringly low.
incredibly low, right? Like all time, probably record lows. At least definitely since we've been doing this for the past, 9 months or whatever it's been so far.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our median list price is 519,000. So we went up 5,000 from last week. Our average days on market right now across the valley is 50. And that's pretty much remains consistent. Some cities have been jumping up and down. So, like Scottsdale just dropped 9 days and Tempe jumped up 17 days. Again, I don't know why those particular cities are much higher days on market. But yeah, I mean, it's just such low inventory. What else can I say? The median list price, I mean, Chandler is up at 618,000. I thought that was a little bit high for Chandler, but that's actually down from last week.
There's
Um,
some pretty expensive areas out there, though. Since
there
you and
is,
I have worked out there and I spent some more time out there,
right.
there is
I
some
mean, Acasio is
pricey.
a beautiful area where we were
Yeah.
working.
So I just think, it's reflective of what's happening nowadays. I mean, the fact that, Scottsdale is 1,400,000 is
I know.
crazy.
Well, and it's 1,400,000 and it's down 100 grand
I
from
know.
last week. So yes, I know our market has been insane, which is amazing because one of our topics today is affordable housing in Phoenix. But real quick, before I let you jump into that, I'll just go over the rentals real quick. Prices that I've seen on the MLS have remained consistent, although we have heard, tons of stories of how it's just harder and harder to find affordable rentals and that the pricing is going up. that really hasn't been reflected on the MLS data that we've looked at.
Mhm.
But then this week I saw Tempe jump up a couple $100 a month. So I was like, oh, it might be the start of us to see those numbers start trickle up on the MLS itself. So
Yeah.
we're at 3,806 active rentals on the MLS throughout
Well, it'll be
Maricopa.
interesting to watch that Tempe number because that could go up when school's out and then go down kind of quickly again. You
Mhm.
know, if people, the kids are moving out and then new kids need to get new places. So just to
Yeah.
kind of keep an eye on that number with
But
the
I would
school.
also assume that they still gonna make them sign 1-year leases, right? As a landlord, you're not gonna care that they're only need it for 9 months for school or whatever.
No.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but it'll
Mhm.
be interesting.
I know. And like I say, my house is getting more and more ready. Tomorrow the flooring's going in. So it's going to hit the market in the next couple weeks. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens with
Well,
it.
and the question is, are you in an affordable area in Phoenix right now, or is Anthem not maybe
Well,
so?
it is. So it's interesting when we get to our article because it's where you live is in there, and it would have the Deer Valley area, which is kind of inclusive of us up here, but it's definitely affordable, so to speak. I mean, it's an outlying community, so
Right.
we're not in town and we're not in the Scottsdale $1 million range, but I expect to push the market a little bit in my exact area because my house sits on a view lot. So no matter what we're comparing it to, that's an upgrade and that's a pay, that's something that, is added on to whatever the value of the house is. Then you have to pay a lot premium, like we
Right.
did when we got it. So it's not the same as the house across the street that has everybody looking in their yards and stuff.
Right.
So
No,
we'll
you have a
see.
gorgeous yard, so
Oh,
someone's
thank you.
gonna fall in love.
Yeah, so we'll see. So okay, so that's one of my articles today it's a based on Phoenix, and it's the 6 best places to find affordable homes in Phoenix. Now this was just an article written by a local realtor here, but he probably has his pulse on the heartbeat of what's happening here. And
Mhm.
so, it's it has gone up, the median price has gone up $100,000 in a year. So you're like, okay, how is
Yes.
that affordable? But the point of the article is buy because it's going to keep going up. So don't wait,
Right.
you know? So I thought that was interesting because it kind of tied in a lot with the numbers that, you show in your
Yep.
price range. So that, it again talks about the $100,000, but some of the areas was Awatuki down where you live in south part of the valley.
Mhm.
Seems to be a semi, but these are also, a lot of these were more outskirting cities, although there's one that kind of caught my eye too, Chandler, where we just talked about it, but we just set up top here that Chandler went up, the median price range there was at 618.
Right.
So
For
I
this
mean,
week, just looking
yeah,
at
for
it,
this true
you have to remember when I'm doing the data, it's weekly data too, so there is a little bit more, fluctuations and stuff.
fluctuation there, yeah,
Um,
for sure. So, and then we have Deer Valley, which would encompass kind of where I live. It's a little bit south of me, but we're in the Deer Valley School District. So that would be, part of that. Again, another outlining city.
mhm.
Mesa, the second largest city here besides Phoenix, affordable because there's so much land. I think it's such a big city. There's affordable
Right.
pockets there. And then Garfield kind of made me, because Garfield's not really a city, or it's an area, but I guess Deer Valley would be an area. But
Right.
Garfield's downtown, and so it's one of the more historical districts. So, but those are going to be tiny little houses, but it would be fun down there
Right.
to live. And then Tempe, where you and I have just talked about, which Tempe is landlocked, and it's affordable because there's student housing down there, and you got to have some affordability, or you price everybody out.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting. There is still affordable housing here in Phoenix. It is just a matter of finding it. And, my project manager, he and his family have been looking for a house, and they actually found one over in Peoria.
Nice.
Is it in Peoria? Yes. And it needs a little bit of love, but it's great. And it's, it seemed to be it was under a $500,000 price range. So
Right.
I guess that seems to be affordable nowadays.
I know, right? When I moved into the Phoenix area almost 9 years ago, I remember moving here just because for 400,000 I could get like a luxury home.
Yes.
Now 400 is more the median. So
Right, it is. And last year when my daughter-in-law was trying to find a house, her price range wasn't up to that. And so she did struggle a little bit trying to find something in that under 350 range. And those are going to be few and further behind, harder
few
to
and far
find,
between.
but few and far between. Thank you. I couldn't think of that, but I don't know. So the point is buy now because it's not going to get better in the near future, I don't think.
It's not. Even with the Feds, increasing the interest rates, we will probably just see a small correction in the housing market, and that will just be for affordability. But at the end of the day, you're going to be paying the same monthly mortgage payment, whether you buy it now or you wait until prices come down and the interest rates go up. So
there's just so much happening here. There's so much building and so much job opportunities and so much growth. It's not going to slow down. So you got to do it. Which leads me, though, to the second article I found, which I found interesting. Scottsdale developer plans attainable housing through land leases, manufactured homes. So in the center of Scottsdale, and there might be other places here in Phoenix, there's land that's leased land. You own the home, but the land is leased. And you get a 100-year lease on it. And that's how you have to buy property in Mexico. If you are an American citizen and like down where we all go to Rocky Point and stuff,
right,
you get a land lease. And so for this developer, he's doing outskirts, not even necessarily, one's Casa Grande, Prescott Valley. I forget how to say that. Sarita. We used to do cell towers down there. Anyway, they're outside of there, but leasing the land back. And so it makes the house more affordable, so to speak. Because first you're putting on a manufactured home, a prefab home. And you're not having to buy the land, but you still have to pay a lease on the land. And it doesn't really give an option or an idea what those prices would be.
Okay.
But then those prices go back into the community for betterment of the community and amenities and stuff. But that just sounds like an HOA to me then. I don't think it might have the same rules, but you got to certainly hope that there aren't HOAs on top of this so that you have a mortgage, a land lease, an HOA. But they didn't really say that. But it is cool if they're, can come up with more affordable housing, which, by the way, we're going to talk about this. And it's something I want to show you. I didn't even think about this, but I ran into a buddy of mine at our little Anthem days the other day. And he's in line with a product called SIP, S as in Sam, IP, SIP homes. And they are a prefabbed home that can be built, on a piece of land. And they come with everything in there. All the electrical, everything's within this prefabbed. So I think those are a trend. I think that they're trending upwards huge because it is affordable housing for people.
Yeah, it's
and if
definitely.
You can prefab it and then get it built and just put it together like a puzzle. That's amazing.
I'll have to take a picture next time I go down to my Indianola property, the new property that we just bought, because there is like around the corner from us, there's this lot that has these 4 like tiny homes, but they're on wheels, like they're full on trailers, but like the whole tiny home was built on a trailer. So I don't know if that lot is meant for people to actually live on it, or if he's just selling them from that lot and then you literally trailer it away to where you were. But there were 4 of them, and they were each one was its own big bright color, like an orange one.
Oh, like yeah, you have to take a picture. That's so cool.
So cool looking. So next time I go down there, you just made me think about it. I'm going to have to take a picture of these 4 tiny little homes. Because you could see there's a little electrical panel on the back where you could put a meter on it.
Yeah.
Everything, but they weren't connected, but they're 4 really bright colored small little houses. And I was like, I'm going to have to take a picture of that.
Yeah. So I think with us and the business that we're in, it's just looking for alternative ways to build affordable homes or build homes and get them up quick. The guy I talked to, those they once you get that ball rolling, it can go pretty fast, instead of some of this hold up and if they can get the supplies, then we're not even doing that. We're just literally pouring the slab and waiting for them to bring the house in and set it up. And then you can go in and do the final touch-ups inside. So I really think it's cool. Maybe we can get him to come. We can get him to come talk in the weekly huddle.
Nice.
Realize that. So
that would be awesome.
So anyway, I just thought it was cool. But the land leases, I don't think I don't want to do a product on a land lease. We've had opportunities to buy properties with a land lease, and especially in the center of Scottsdale. I don't know that I would take on one of those because I don't know how people feel about that.
Right.
But if it's a way to get if it is still affordable to pay that,
Right.
what that, I have no idea what that cost is though on a land lease. So
No,
we'll
that's
see.
super interesting. So,
And then I have a follow-up.
okay, what's the follow-up? I was going to say, what's our feel-good story this
Well,
week?
a couple of months ago, I got to go back and find it because I'll attach it to this article. You and I talked about Bob's bicycles, and Bob goes and gets the bikes, and
Bob's
then fixes
free
them
bike.
all up. Her phone is ringing. Fixes them all up. Oh my goodness, my phone was fixes them up for the kids, and then so that was the story. And now here's the actual, work in progress. He just donated 135 bikes. So all these kids at St. Matthew's Catholic School in Central Phoenix get new bikes. And it was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so what does the one girl say? She says she was so excited or something. I got to see where it said that, but.
Well, I just even the principal said, every single one of you will receive a brand new bike. And I could just picture hear Oprah in my head, and you get a bike, and you get a bike, and you get a bike, and you get a bike.
Yes. Yeah. The excitement when each child saw their names on the bike seat said it all. So that it's the actual art of giving back. Just following up on this article was great. So I think it was so cool.
That's great. 135 bikes for students at St. Matthew's Catholic School in Phoenix.
Yeah. Awesome. So with that being said, if you have a bike, donate them. St. Vincent de Paul takes them. Get a hold of Bob's bikes. He'll take them. They fix them up. They take, they start piecing them together from, seat off of here and a handlebar off of here, and they get them all put back together, and it's pretty neat. So
awesome.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Bob and all those kiddos that got free bikes. That's awesome.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So a couple updates just on events real quick.
We got spring training still. If you went to a game today, it was cold and rainy, but it was still good.
But no, that's awesome. So we get a little bit extended time, but I guess today is it today the last day, or did they go? No, I think
it's going to continue on. It's continuing on, and I just realized that the Spring Tempe Festival of the Arts was after that, so I'll get that taken off our little newsletter.
Yes. So Country Thunder, I think I've already seen Mia posting about it. I'm sure excited that Country Thunder's coming back.
Is she going to rent your trailer again?
Maybe. I don't know. She hasn't asked yet, but
but it's way far away now. That's a haul. Might cost you a little bit more.
We'll see. It depends how good Chris is feeling after his 2 weeks here in Vegas. So, because even though I'm coming home tomorrow, he's here until Sunday. He's still got a couple of events to play in. So,
yeah, well, cool.
Exciting stuff. Well,
all right, good. Well, we'll go buy
houses around the valley. So, if you know anyone looking to sell a house, check us out at lizandmarie.com. Any other updates, Liz?
Nope, our book is getting finished. It's really coming to the wire. It's getting to the deadline.
I know, just a couple things. I'm so excited to see this all done. So, all right, check us out, and we'll see you guys next week.
So peace and love. Bye.
Bye.